Hello and welcome everybody back to another installment of We Got December. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for the love and support. Right now I'm currently at work, so it is going to be a very quick, simple and short video, but I definitely want to talk for a second about, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price that it's going to cost? A lot of times when we think of greatness, a lot of times when we think of successful people, it was a price attached to that greatness and to that success. They had to pay a price. They had to pay something that seemed unreasonable at the time. But because of the passion and the drive that they had, they paid it, and now they can reap the fruits and the benefits of that sacrifice. But every level comes with a certain sacrifice. Whether the sacrifice be times with friends, even sometimes times with family, whether sacrifice being socially distant, no COVID, but just socially distant from people, whether the sacrifice is not being as involved in certain things and being so tunnel vision that you can only see your purpose. Are you willing to pay that price? Are you willing to pay the price of not having the latest and the greatest? Not having all the designer at the moment, not having the top of the line car, not having top of the line fashion. Yes, God can do that and provide all of that, but when you're grinding it out and you're going in your season of having a process and you're just trying to get and build whatever it is you're doing off the ground, are you willing to pay that price? In order for success, in order for greatness, in order to accomplish the goal, are you willing to pay the price? We say we want a lot of things, and we say that we want to be successful, and we say, and I'm guilty of this, of saying that I want to do this, that, this, and that, but when it's time to make that sacrifice, we back down. So I pose the question to you, are you willing for that sacrifice? It's a certain level of sacrifice for greatness. In order to be great, it's not a lot of balance sometimes. You have to kill off every distraction, everything that you like, everything you're familiar with, everything that you're used to. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to get looked at funny? Are you willing for people to call you fake? Are you willing for people to say you switched up? Are you willing to people say you changed? Are you willing to break ties with friends that you had, but the relationship never really had purpose? A lot of times we have some of our best relationships are just it's strictly for fun. And it's strictly for pleasure. And it's strictly for the things that we enjoy and like to do. But sometimes when you're going in purpose, and sometimes when you're doing purpose, it's nothing that you like to do. And I'm learning this every single day as God reveals to me the steps and the sacrifices that greatness really takes. Now I understand why he says his ways is not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts. Because if God would have told me from the beginning the price, I would have said no. If God would have told me from beginning what would happen, I would have just been mediocre. I would have said, God, you know what? That's okay. If he told me that the deaths that you had to see, the trials you're going to have to experience, the things that you're going to have to go through, if that was in the deal to begin with, I probably wouldn't have signed the contract. I probably wouldn't have put my name on the dotted lines. I probably wouldn't have asked for that to come. But because you want greatness, and because you want to be successful, and because you want to be a certain person, sometimes it's a level of sacrifice that has to happen. I would have thought that it would be unreasonable if everything was revealed from the beginning, if everything a part of our process, of every trial, of every bump in the road, of everything that we knew would happen along the way, if we had to see people we love go, if we had to see things that we love go, if we had to see certain things, we wouldn't have signed the contract, we wouldn't have made the deal. But because God understands the things that he had planned before us, before we ever were alive, He put the deal in front of us without telling us the exact step-by-step directions. But as we get older and wiser and mature, we realize that it's a price to any level of success. It's a price to any level of greatness. If you're a doctor, you got to go to school. If you're a lawyer, you have to go to school. If you're an athlete, you have to train hours and hours. And it's going to be times where you want to do something different, but are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay whatever the price is for your level of greatness? Are you willing to pay whatever the price is to see your level of success? Are you willing to pay whatever the price is? And sometimes the price seems unreasonable. And sometimes the price doesn't seem fair. And sometimes the price doesn't even seem like it makes sense. But it's the price that you have to pay for your process. It's the price you have to pay to see greatness. It's the price you have to pay to be great. So I wanted to talk to y'all real quick. Are you willing to pay that price? Is the sacrifice worth it to you? We see what we go through and we see the struggle, and a lot of times it can discourage us. But on the other side of it is what God has called us to be. It's walking in our purpose, walking in our what we were put to do. I've been saying all month, our purpose, what we were called to do, what we were put on earth to do. You're going to feel unfulfilled your whole life if you're not doing your purpose, what he called you to do. So I love y'all. God bless y'all. God keep y'all. But remember, it is worth it. I said all that to say that it is worth it. The sacrifice is worth it. The whatever you have to go through, it is worth it. Because now you can walk out and live in God's purpose. And you can see everything you've been through. You already went through it. Why now get the blessing and the reward on the other side of going through it? I love y'all. God bless y'all. God keep y'all. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. We got December. We got next. Till next time.